So somebody who wanted to get a teaching job in any country in the world, where do they start finding jobs like these?
I'd say local universities are always a good bet because they a lot of times have connections with universities overseas. Like the university I went to had a student teaching abroad program. And so talking to their study abroad office, they had connections with universities in all the towns and the cities.
You went into this job situation having some background in language. What about somebody who doesn't have that background but yet takes a position like this and needs to learn the language?
I'd say that it's pretty important. You can't really develop relationships to make connections and to help those you're trying to help, or make business connections that you need to make and do it effectively if you don't have some handle. You don't have that confidence, that cyclical thing with another person. It's sort of they're there and you're here, and there's no real connection without language.
So talk a little bit about challenges. How did you end up at the end? What was your attitude at the end of them?
I felt like my first year, and that's hard to say, but my first year was a challenge because you're in a completely different place, often with no family. And I was a little lost getting to know, you're a new language, often a new job, new friends and family substitutes, and it's hard to adjust to. And so all of my friends coming in, I said, after I learned this was the output was, I said, don't make any decisions in the first year other than just getting into the culture, doing what you need to do, and finding things that you enjoy. Because it's going to be hard, usually. Sometimes there's that honeymoon period where you're like, yes, I'm in the new culture, it's fun. But a lot of times you get a significant period where you're just like, I'm slogging and I don't know if I can make it.
So for somebody who's thinking about this, what advice would you give them?
I would say, as you're preparing to go, studying up on the language and finding out about the culture. And the internet is great, and that's good for basic research, but even talking to the company or the school that you might be going with and saying, may I have a contact person who was where I am several years ago or even a long time ago, so that I can ask them questions, because we actually had that. If you are a year out and know you're going somewhere, you have time, even if it doesn't seem like it, to say, okay, can I meet with you once a month, or can we talk once a month so I can be really prepared? Because if I had that, I think my first 2 to 3 months would have been a little bit different.
So a mentor of sorts, even before you go, preparing you. Good.